Greetings, guys. So I've got some really good news for you guys. And this is an interview with Jeanette Varney, the voice actor for Legends of Korra. This is an interview for Her Country Comforts, which is our new Netflix sort of sitcom. It's good for those that really have a loved one or a family to sit down and have a laugh while they're in lockdown. It's on Netflix. I suggest you go check it out. Now, I'm going to skip through all these questions because they're not really of any importance to Korra until we get down here. Here we are, right here. Well, so they've basically said, what are other recent projects that you have been busy working on? She replied, well, I always have my podcast, The JV Club, where I talk to celebs about their awkward teenagehood, which has been around 9 years. And my other podcast, Voyage to the Stars, an improvised space comedy. And I've seen these on her Twitter. She does a lot of these. And I'm working on something special with Nickelodeon that should be announced soon. Now, what does that pretty much mean? Well, she's not going to just go back and... she's not going to tell us she's working on Nickelodeon. You know, if it was just some random kid show like, you know, just some random thing on Nickelodeon. This is, since Avatar Studios come out, she was no doubt being contacted before the news come out, and she's been working. Because they got to do voice work before the animation team comes in, so they can sort of space the timing between the voice actor and the lips, you know, the animated lips, because that's important work. You can't have out of sync voices. So Korra is on her way back. There is that doubt in the back of my head where she's just going to be like a side character, or she's going to be killed as a ghost, and it's going to be the next Avatar. But like I've said in my previous video, like a couple of weeks ago, I don't believe they're going to do the next Avatar after Korra. They're going to, if they're going to go ahead of Korra, they're going to do the one effect where she's going to be like 5 or 6 avatars back the previous one. It's going to be like a new technological age, a bit like Cyberpunk, or Cyberpunk 2077. But yeah, it's kind of an icky spot to talk about because not many fans really want to see that futuristic side. Some do, some don't. But yeah, Korra is on her way back, and I personally cannot wait for the fucking news. Now, I personally hope they're going to animate the comics because, again, if you're going to start a movie which branches after the comics, there's going to be so many people that have left out or lost because not everyone that loves Korra has a voice on the internet is going to complain or wish for more or this or that, and not all of them are going to read the comic books. I watched The Legends of Korra completely blind at the start of 2021. I had no idea how long it was going for. I had no idea if it was new or old or dead or alive, how many seasons it had. So I pretty much experienced it like any fan, but I binge watched it. And I have to wait 2 years for it to finish. So I went straight from The Last Airbender to Legends of Korra, and I had questions like, what happened to Zuko's mum? And that was in a comic book, but I haven't read that comic book, and I won't because I'm not too interested in like all that sort of stuff. I would love to see it animated. And there were questions, and then one of the children, the very first episode, was talking to like somebody and asked about did Zuko find his mum? You know, which was like one of those nods to like, you know, the questions that we all wanted to know in the Legends of Korra, straight up. And things like that. So I believe they should animate the comics now. Expand them out, retcon them. They did that with the Ahsoka novels when they brought out the Clone Wars, the final season. I wouldn't mind. I really wouldn't care. Because again, Star Wars did it with Ahsoka. And people loved it. Even though the story had already been told, it got retconned a little bit, people still loved it, even though it was a known story. But we got to see it animated, because not everyone reads books, not everyone likes comics. I, for one, don't like comics. I think the best opportunity for a comic to tell a story is a filler story. Like, I said Turf Wars is shit. It's, you know, especially the Kurosami thing, it should have been its own comic, because it was just well and truly too rushed and unnatural, and all that sort of stuff. But I really liked the Naga comic, where baby Korra met Naga. That was very nice and beautiful, because it gave me some information on the world we already know. And I don't like I don't like comic books telling us stories of things we don't know yet. But yes, I truly and utterly believe that Korra is on the way back to our screens. It might be a bit of a wait, but at least it's confirmation. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys have enjoyed this news. And stay safe and try not to get COVID, for crying out loud. Catch you guys.